This show is sponsored by FG Lake Financial, where financial protection, growth, and legacy come together. Under the leadership of Dr. Uzomaka Eke, FG Lake Financial helps professionals and families build wealth that lasts through market cycles, life transitions, and generations. From protection first planning to retirement strategies and legacy solutions, their approach is designed to help you steward your resources wisely and prepare confidently for the future. To connect with FG Lake Financial, scan the QR code or visit fglake.com. Now back to the show.
Virtuous woman, she's worth more than gold. She doesn't.
Hello and welcome to the Becoming the Proverbs 31 podcast. My name is Choma Kende, also known as Special Agent Chi. On today's show, we have Dr. Tiffani Bell Washington. Dr. Tiffani Bell Washington is a physician, psychiatrist, public health professional, and an entrepreneur who helps women, families, and professionals heal and thrive by integrating mental health care, lifestyle medicine, joy-centered strategies. Her work is rooted in faith-informed understanding that healing involves the whole person, mind, body, spirit, and purpose, and that joy is essential to sustainable well-being. Welcome to the show, Dr. Tiffani Bell Washington, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. And I love what you're doing. And it's an honor to get a chance to talk to like-minded people, because a lot of people in business are not thinking this way. So it's good to meet some people along the way. Same idea. Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you. No, thanks for, taking your time. I know, in terms of just taking your time to, just do the recording with us. So, Dr. Tiffani, I honestly, what intrigued me to reach out to you is I attended your, what's it called?
Future self.
Where your future self, where you had to do the vision board. Yes, the vision board.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I attended. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I've never done a vision board like that before. Usually with vision boards, you always have like a poster board where you cut out pictures and you're putting it up there. But your vision board was very different. At the end of at the end of the session, I had like a visual picture of what my future self was looking like. I had the image of myself. I had like affirmations of things that were on there. I've never experienced going through the vision board. So it's just leading me to like, how would you describe what you do?
Yeah, thank you so much. That warms my soul, because when I was coming up with, I've done vision boards since I was probably, I don't know, a little girl, maybe middle school, high school, but it really was the beginning of like finding a magazine that kind of had the idea, getting the poster board, cutting it out. And it really was kind of being hopeful, praying and dreaming for what the future would hold. But with the program I did, the vision board, like future self protocol thing, the goal is to actually imagine who you want to be. And for me, it's like, who do I want to be in Christ? Who do I want to be as a wife, as a mother, as a physician when I'm with patients, or as an entrepreneur? And then building a future so clear that I can actually pull myself towards it, instead of always feeling like you're running after something, you're chasing after something, you're trying to be better. Because I mean, we are who we are, and we always can strive to be, greater than we are in the moment. But I think God has a plan for us. And so in that vision board session, I'm glad it went through, like you were able to perceive that I wanted us to kind of have a clear picture, write the vision, make it plain, where we can say, is this on path with where I want to go? And I'm, so I live a pretty busy life. I'm sure we'll get to that a little later, but there are many times a day where I have to say, is this the best choice right now? It might still be a good thing. It might be a fun event. It might be something I'm like, oh, this will help others, but is it getting where I want to go? And if it's not, then it should be an easy no. And I think sometimes I can be a people pleaser. And so before I know it, I'm saying yes to things that are not in line with my goals. So that the future self basically helps me keep it together too. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
No,
Come
I
back to
do.
the
And I
second
still have
part.
my picture and
Oh,
the
good.
affirmations of everything. Like I would, in terms of I'll be a person that would not, especially that boundary part of being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Boundaries was one. I'll be a woman that has clear boundaries in
I
terms
love
of
that.
just, I should have had like the sentence of or the things that I had, but it was like different ones that you had with the different
That's awesome.
affirmations and different, but I've never, like I said, done a vision board where it's like you said, make the vision like you're seeing it.
Right.
Because it
That's
was an
right. I mean,
image
it's
of
really
myself.
different.
It was an
Right.
image of myself, of seeing it,
Right.
not a cutout picture of, okay, this is like, a businesswoman doing
Right.
this, but it was like
Exactly.
me, an image of
It's
me,
you.
which gives like a
Exactly.
clear picture. Like that's where I want to be in terms of like
Right.
just seeing it before it comes to pass.
And
So,
it makes it real, right? Because I mean, we all
mhm.
probably have vivid enough imaginations, but I remember what it was like to look at a vision board that had, even if you cut your face out and you post it on top of somebody else's, body
Right.
or in their house, like you kind of know when you're looking at it, that's not me, it's not exactly there. And even though the AI pictures are not quite us yet either, it's your AI twin, and it really does look like, oh wait, you have to double
Mhm.
take, like that's me in a, I have one of me working by the beach, right? You see a beach in my background. I like I
Mhm.
like the idea of being able to do my work remotely, spend time with my family.
Mhm.
And so I have those pictures specifically so that when it's stressful, when I'm making choices, I can say, no, that's where I want to end up. And you really are looking at yourself. And before you
Mhm.
know it, if you keep that in the forefront of your mind, like you will get there, which is why we should
Yes.
keep our goals kind of where we can see them easily, without the
Yes.
pressure of chasing behind something.
Yes. Definitely a new way to. So I just wanted to show you what Dr. Tiffany, when I took her future self workshop, and this is like the product of like the vision board of what we did. We did different prompts, and I was able to get a picture of myself, as you can see, of just a vision of that image of what I look like. And then, as you can see, as you scroll, and I'm not going to go through this, is a very long affirmation of just like what I see myself in details, like the verbiage, as you can see as I'm scrolling, of the different, of just how long it is. But I'm just going to read just a little bit of what it is. It's like, I wake up each day clothed in strength and dignity, unafraid of what lies ahead. My life is ordered, quiet, and intentional. The fruit of my obedience is peace. Deep settled and unshakable confidence follows me because my steps are aligned. I am no longer bound to survival, debt, or systems that drain my spirit. My work is focused and diligent, and it produces abundance that exceeds my needs. Wealth and provision dwell in my household, and righteousness anchors everything I build. So just wanted to just go over just what that looks like, in terms of her workshop. As you can see, like it's a different type of vision board where you're seeing your future self of what you envision yourself to look like. So that's all I just wanted to show you. So now back to the show. Yes, definitely a new way to see, like, setting your goals. So when did you first sense the, God calling you to this work?
Yeah, so I would say first I was probably called to be a physician. So like I knew I wanted to do that from when I was a younger, child. And then I had family members who unfortunately passed away from preventable diseases. And there were a lot of people in the Black community who were not able to either get health care or who were for whatever reason, unseen in healthcare. So they didn't want to go because nobody was listening. And so I said, okay, I'm going to be a physician. So, that was good. I worked really, really hard, and I did that. But also in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to be a mom, and I never wanted to be a business person. And I like to put that out there because it's
Really?
so far from anything I ever wanted that I always laugh and say,
Wow.
God, he has his way, and if you stay
Mhm.
open, then like you live a life that kind of looks like where are you headed, but then you look back and it kind of all led together. And the reason I ended up with business was because as a physician. By then I'm quadruple board certified now. So I have 4 board certifications, but back then I think I had 2. And I always tell this story, so I'm going to just say it quickly. I was working as an attending, which is like the head doctor, one of the higher up doctors for like a medical school. And I had a student who was my mentee who was working for me. And he was a different ethnicity, different sex, obviously he's a man. And he came to me and said, should I accept this pay? They're offering me this amount of money. What should I do? And so I obviously encouraged him. I said, yes, try to negotiate, but that's a really good salary. You should accept it. Now, what he didn't know was they offered him $70,000 more that he would get 2 years from now. So he wasn't even ready. He couldn't even work if they hired him that day. He would have 2 more years of training. So they offered him $70,000 more than I was receiving at that time.
Oh no.
And what people, yeah, and I was very well trained. I had proven myself, like there was really no legitimate explanation for why that was. And so people say, oh, you have to advocate. So quickly I advocated. I went to my boss and I said, hey, apparently we have money in the budget. I have done this, this, and this. I deserve, a raise. Like I'd like to make long story short, I was told, well, if you care that much about money, then that must not be, you must not be here for the right reasons. And they basically, it just was very clear that no matter how hard I worked, I was not going to get to where somebody who was objectively less qualified was able to get before they even started. So I knew then many things like that happened, and I was not going to get the opportunity until I've, took more ownership of being able to run businesses. So that's how I got to business. And then God led me to AI somehow because I've always loved computers, but now I feel like AI is the icing on top of the cake, and I'm able to pull everything together. I can help you with your health. I can help you with your business. Like I can make it so that we have better access to care as well. So it kind of brought it all together for me.
Oh, wow. That's an amazing story of just, I feel like God, should I say, works things out for the good. Sometimes, like you said, we have our plans, but then he has like his own like God plans. So I'm glad
and he wins usually.
Oh, yes. His ways are not our ways most of the time.
Right.
We envision like, hey, we want it this way, but it turns out. But I'm glad that worked out for the good for you. So like, what tensions have you like done like with navigating like faith, your work, your responsibility as mom? Like, how do you balance all that?
Yeah, that's a question I get frequently. And, I always say I take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and I pray a lot. And then people are like, no, really, what do you do? But that is sort of the basis of how I make it, because I don't know if we said it earlier, but I have 5 children. I have my oldest just turned 9. So I have a 9-year-old, twin girls that are 7. I have a 5-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. And, and then I'm a physician, and then I'm also working, I just got my MBA last May. So I told you I went back for business. I said, if I have to do it, I'm going to go all in.
Like for real.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. So, I said at some point I had to stop, settling for whatever they're going to give me. So I got my MBA in May. From Yale last year. And then I went and got my MPH before that, like right during the pandemic. So, I had all these things that I was managing at once, but basically, I try to segment my time as much as I can. And I'm often multitasking. And so I made a promise to myself that after I finished my MBA, with following God's lead, I would do my best to stay in the moment, cut back where I could so that I can enjoy the family that I prayed for, and be able to like spend time with my kids and, have a garden and also help people and do this stuff. And so that's where, for me, AI came in to make life more manageable, because I was able to, automate the mundane. So the things that I don't really need to do every minute of the day, like I'm getting very good at like planning menus and maybe having the grocery shopping done. I like to order online, but like there are ways to make it work in other ways. And so I'm always tinkering on how to make things more efficient, but truly, I don't have the secret recipe. And so I tell people, like, I wish I could say, oh, I have it worked out. You do this, this, and this, but you have to be you have to embrace some chaos. I think if you're going to have a very eclectic life or a very busy life that can be chaotic at times, you have to embrace it and then be flexible enough that you can go with the flow. Because there are days that it goes exactly how I plan it, and then there are days where, even with the door locked, my children find a way to bust into my room and
Yes.
interrupt interviews and do whatever else they're gonna
They
do.
don't understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't understand. And
They don't get it.
I'm
I
on,
mean, they'll accept in a minute. It's like, yes,
right.
mom. Like we
Exactly.
understand. And then it's like, what didn't you
It's
understand in
gone.
this?
Yeah. Yep. And you
So,
go over it, you review it, and then I just tell myself it's part of the journey. And I mean, ultimately, I want them to grow up and say, oh, I saw my mom working hard. She's blessed, right? They grow up and call us blessed, hopefully, and that we've raised them to be loving and kind, and also realize that life isn't just about them. So they're going to care for others. But I think in the moments when you're balancing it all, you just have to keep perspective that it's going to be tough at times, but you have what it takes, and you have to just kind of push through, and tomorrow will be another day.
that's it. That's it is, your whole attitude and just how things may be going, like you said, crazy and all over the place, but just what you're rooting is just, thankful and just,
Yeah.
say, is this the journey, especially with the kids, it's season
Right.
that they're in. So it's like, let's, so most people just say like it's gonna go by so quickly because I think my kids are
Right.
about the same age as your
Oh,
kids. I have a
yeah.
10, 7 and a 5-year-old. So
Oh, okay. Yep.
it's about the same. So it's like it's the season, season where they were like babies and like, oh my
Right.
gosh, I can't wait to start talking. And then they
Right.
start
Yep.
talking and it's like
And then they have friends and they're independent,
mhm.
and you're like, oh,
it,
wait,
it,
hold on.
it, it,
They say
it
you look up in
changes.
it and they're grown. And so I try to
Hmm.
remember that, like, oh, it's only,
Yes.
8 years until you're in college, not rushing it, but
Right.
kind of trying to
Right.
stay in the moment of appreciation and
Yes.
knowing that this is our
Yes.
time to make the biggest impact. So
Yes, in
um,
their life. Yeah.
we
So
try.
definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand that. So I guess what season of life and business are you currently in?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say my season of life and business is transitioning. If you had asked me about 2 years ago, I would have said, okay, well, I am established and I am, exactly, I know where I'm headed and where I'm going, and I'm doing, everything as I should. But I would say now it's probably more of a transition season, because there's so many things moving, and I did not want to miss the boat with updating life and using, I mean, I hate to keep mentioning AI, but using AI to move forward. And I think it moves so quickly that if you don't transition while it's happening, then you're catching up forever. And I don't want to do that. I want to either be in the forefront and be in the know and use it properly, or just decide I'm in another lane. And so for me, I'm transitioning with my children from the different life phases that they're going through, helping them manage their own development, and then business wise, going from being a very good employee. So, I think a lot of successful women are kind of have the good girl syndrome, and that sounds bad, but like you want to do it right. You don't want your boss to be mad, or you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
disappoint your clients or your patients, and so you kind of keep getting lower on the totem pole of importance. And I'm in a phase where I'm trying to remember that I got to keep my self-care is vital, and I need to continue that, and then also transition into being the CEO or the boss or the person who is making the final decision. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say transitioning.
So transitioning. Okay.
Hopefully done transitioning one of these days.
So with the business that you do, can you tell us like a little bit more about like what is it that you do, your platforms of just like in detail what your
Yeah.
business that you do?
Yes, and I'll keep it as simple as I can. Let me say this to start. So I'm multi-passionate, right? I have a lot of things that happen at once. There is a theme that connects them, but sometimes people don't see it right away. So the main thing I do is try my best to remind people that joy is not um, it's not a luxury. It's not something that is like nice to have. It really is important. It's a strategy. If you read the Bible, you'll know that, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Like it is there for a
Mhm.
reason. And the more serious your work, or the more you're trying to reach a financial goal, it's easy to push joy to the side and not be able to really remember that it gives you strength to go on even when times are hard. So that is the connecting theme. As a physician, I work with really women and children to kind of help them reach, healthy weight. So to have a health in mood and metabolism. I work with kids who have, so as a psychiatrist, obviously I work with people with difficulties with their moods, difficulty with paying attention. But that's all in my private practice. So, if you see me at work, that's kind of what I'm doing, the daytime hours, kind of helping people feel better in that way. When I work with clinicians, I actually am helping them learn to offload the mundane things that are causing burnout and remind them how to get back to the careers that they wanted in the meanwhile. So I do a lot of coaching on it's the Joyful Practice Accelerator. So when physicians decide, okay, well, or clinicians in general, they don't want to work for insurances that are controlling all their time. They want to spend more time with their patients. They want to have more control in their own lives to help them build their own practices. So that's the work I do as a coach. And then for entrepreneurs who are coming in wanting to learn this AI lifestyle and how can they be more efficient, again, get rid of burnout, find more joy in their lives. And I coach them really through like the school platform, or I have like a separate Kajabi platform where we do online coaching and courses. So in the long run, if you're burned out, if you feel like, you lost some of your joy in life, then you come to me and I will be your joy doctor and help you get yourself back together.
I like that. The joy doctor. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. You need to go
I know
trademark
I
that,
need
the
to.
joy doctor. See if that's
Well, look, let me go
available.
see if the trademark is
Yes,
gone.
yes. The joy doctor. I love that. So
Yeah.
I guess that transitions into like, so what would I guess be a transformation when people, work with you? What's a transformation that they experience with you?
Right. That's excellent. So generally they go from feeling exhausted and overwhelmed to hopeful, energized, confident. I like to get rid of the imposter syndrome that a lot of people don't have when they're young and full of hope and joy and hope for the world, but they end up with imposter syndrome, which is basically thinking that you can't do it even when you're well trained and skilled to do so. They end up with clearer routines, healthier habits, um, better moods, so they're easier to get along with their families and friends, and they just feel better inside, and for them to rediscover joy. So those are the things that I transform the most. Those are the ones that matter the most to me. For other people, because I know at the end of the day, they're like, so about the money. I help them use that clarity to get to a place where they can have scalable income streams that are automated. I think as much as we can automate and keep out of our minds and off of our conscious plates, the more you can do. If you're with your kids, you would like to be able, most people, to shut your laptop, turn off your phone, and stay in the moment. And when you do that, I think it's comforting to know I'm still getting, money on the side, or I'm still able
Yes,
to, train
passive
someone
income.
or do these
Yes.
things without it taking all of your time. So that's what I help people do.
Good. Oh, that's a good. So like what message would you like to highlight in this episode?
Yeah, thank you. So I would say to close it up, I would like people to remember that joy is not optional. It is essential for our healing, our resilience, and our sustained success. And we follow the leading of God best when we realize that, we can do things joyfully and we can give to others and have it not take all of our strength. So remember to use your joy as a strategy.
Okay. So, this is the Becoming the Proverbs Third Woman podcast. And I always
Yes.
ask all my guests, the Proverbs Third Woman, she had so many different qualities. She was,
Mhm.
stewardship, leadership. She was managing her. She had different qualities. So, what quality do you best identify with the Proverbs Woman?
Yeah, I thought about this quite a bit. And so I think it's probably many of them that I like. I like stewardship. So we'll go with that. But really, she was so blessed in so many ways that I'm like, I need to start studying this specifically so I can get some more of her skills. But you know,
Yes.
remembering that we only have to be responsible for what's ours and then taking care of our responsibilities. I think that's really important. And if your lane is to, let's say, garden, and someone is like an excellent gardener and they have their family and that's what they're focused on, do that really well. And I think if you do that really well, then you'll get the joy you need. You'll feel like you're fulfilling, you know, your role for God, and like you will be able to function. So I am hopefully emulating the qualities of being able to say, this is what God has for me right now, and I'm going to do this well. And then when it's on to something else, be willing to transition at that time.
All right. So where can people find you? Because you offer, my goodness, you offer some good stuff. Where can they find this joy?
Yes, thank you. Oh, I love it. Okay. So you can I have some books on Amazon. I'll send you the
Okay.
link. Maybe you can put
Yes,
it
I'll
in the
put it in my
bottom.
show notes. Yes,
Oh,
it will
great.
be on
Okay,
the show
perfect.
notes. Yes. Yes.
And then you can find me at drtiffanimd.com. So that's drtiffanimd.com. And that's all my courses and coaching. And then I have a medical side. I'll let you put it in the show notes, but I won't, you know,
Yes. Oh, you
quote it
don't want to?
here.
We can. Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay, so it's
Yes, we can.
the
Hey,
health.
it's all about you. Yes,
Oh,
we can
great.
put it on here. Yes.
Okay, it's thehealthywaymd.com.
Okay.
And that way is like a scale. So TheHealthyWeightMD. So thehealthywaymd.com. And on LinkedIn, I'm Dr. TBW. And then
Okay.
you can find me on Instagram at The Healthy Way MD. So
Okay.
that's
And
me. I
you,
hope to see people.
yes, yes. And you talked about your school community that you have
Oh, yes.
as
I'm
well.
sorry. Yes.
Hmm.
So on school, it's the Bellwell Joy Academy.
Okay.
And I have courses there. I have actually a healthy mood and weight challenge coming up. It's 14 days.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
really excited about that because, you know, I'm always working on my health too. So, you know, it'll be good to have people to do that with. But you can join me on school. It's a free group. There are upgrades, but to get into the group is free. And I'm always looking for people to kind of share the journey with, because I think it's so easy to isolate yourself and not
Sure.
find the people who are in line with your own values. So it's great to find a few.
So where are you going to do your next vision board course?
Yes. Okay. Look, what's funny is, so if you have the book Future Self Protocol in there,
Hmm.
one of it's AI prompts that you can use to kind of plan your year, so that at December 31st, 2026, which is now this year, you will be the person we dreamt of January 1st. There's a prompt in there that every month you're supposed to go back and do like a CEO check of, did I do my
Oh,
goals?
okay.
How can I
I can do
update things?
that.
And so I'm gonna do a visit on that, like kind of a talk on that one.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
join me.
So like a re so like a re to for what we did in December, kind
Yes,
of like a
that's
re
right.
to check in.
Revisit
Okay,
it.
I like
Yeah,
that. Oh, I
revisit it,
like that.
check
I'm definitely
in.
gonna,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes,
come
yes.
to it.
Definitely,
Update the
definitely.
pictures, because you know,
Yes.
maybe, you know, some people gotten haircuts or, you know, whatever the goals are, you can just change it, update your pictures, and just to help everybody stay on track, because
That's
trying
a
to
good
achieve
one
your
because
goals
you
alone is
forget.
not easy. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll
Mm-hmm.
get
Because
shuffled to the
by
bottom of the
yeah,
list. Yeah.
yeah, because by
Mhm.
January, isn't there like a statistic that says like by January 31st, it's like
Gone. Like it's probably
that's
80%,
it.
80% of the goal. I'm sure the gyms are
Yeah.
empty now.
Right.
Because you know, life happens. Life
Yes.
happens. But yeah, so join, we'll do that. I'm gonna try to do at least a monthly
Okay.
conversation just to keep people updated.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Tiffany, for coming on this podcast. I
Thank
truly,
you.
truly, truly, truly appreciate it. You're gonna coin the Joy Doctors, but I'm gonna be
Yes,
calling you now. By
I
the time
love
this
it.
episode comes, it'll be taken. By the time it
Exactly
comes
right. I was
out.
like, let me look it up. I'll look it up and update you.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to Joy Doctor.
Well,
But no, but thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you. So
thank
everyone,
you.
thanks for listening in. And that's another episode of the Becoming the Proverbs 30 Woman podcast. Until next time, stay blessed.